It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday Night Primetime.
On the banks of the St. Johns River, there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And as we look at this matchup, every time there's something different to focus on. So I'll just ask you, what do you see here in this one?
Well, Rembrandt, you've given me a pretty blank canvas to focus on, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where do you think I'm going to go with this?
Oh, secondary?
You know me well, right? In a game like this, it's always about the secondary. Can they handle the passing attack and make a few plays?
On to get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And off we go from Jacksonville. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
The word is potential, potential, potential. Think about this guy from the time he was in high school, one of the top prospects going to college, coming out of college, mentioned as a generational type quarterback. He looks the part. Tall, big arm, surveys the field, and can take off and run when under duress.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
Hey, Lion.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on 1st down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it, ends up getting the ball stripped.
First carry for Najee Harris. And a good burst there right from the start as he'll get this one out near the 35. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. They run again with Harris. Gets past him at the 10. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run. Making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle. No running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game.
They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. He'll drop that underneath to ETN. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's the option. Loose inside the 30. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Steelers' 23-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down. What a run there. I mean, you got speed, elusiveness, escapability, all rolled into one.
And we all know that quarterbacks are coached. They get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands, and guess what? It's him. So there's no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can do all of that yourself.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Rip, 23. Here we go.
Thomas goes in motion left. Now Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Kirk. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So how would you describe that one, partner? Workmanlike right there, getting that 1st down, blue-collar type football?
Yeah, only needed 3, got 4, just enough. I like workmanlike.
I think it's pretty cool myself. Everything doesn't have to be high glamour in this game.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
Hey, Lion. Silver.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And they'll rally and stop him short of the 1st down at about the 6. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. This an easy one, 23-yarder. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Got to say, Charles, a little surprising to have a kick this short blocked. Usually that happens on the longer ones, but great job by the special teams to kind of sift through there and get a hand on it.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of football over time, partner, and you're right about it. Typically, the longer field goals start lower because they have so much more ground to cover to get to the post. And that's when you get a hand on it. These short ones, you're able to pop it up in the air pretty quickly. Normally, you get height. In this case, extra effort to block that one.
And really a nice job there to make something out of that run, sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4. Now it's Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. He's still on his feet. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Steelers take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make the score 14-0. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, let's go. It's hot.
Lawrence. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. They'll try the left side with ETN. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard.
On red. Silver.
They'll run with ETN. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
Now Lawrence to throw. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Look at the big man rumble. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram, 62 yards. And the Jaguars have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Steelers offense and running back Najee Harris set to take over once more. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this 1st half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. And taken down just shy of the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now it's Wilson. That's caught downfield by Pickens. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Harris running straight ahead. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Here we go, sir.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Only able to gain a couple there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Lisa 24.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
He targets Ingram for another grab. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And they run the toss to Bigsby. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
All right, let's go. Silver.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Here's Lawrence. He'll find Gabriel Davis. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That is caught, and he will have a Jaguars first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Lawrence will throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Rip, 23. Silver.
It's a throw again is Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. Patterson's kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Steelers offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores. A short throw to Ingram, and they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
Roll, check, unlock line. Hey, smash, alert, check, Panther, Bronco switch, rock, reload.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. And his throw is incomplete. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach. Well, no sooner do the teams get to the locker rooms, and they're running right back out. Halftime over, 3rd quarter, ready to go. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Hey, bring it.
ETN on the toss right.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On first down, right back to ETN.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
All right, let's go.
Now Lawrence. And completes it to Kirk over the middle.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Completes it to Evan Ingram. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. And they'll send the tight end in motion.
Handoff running left is ETN.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Lawrence finding Kirk there for the Jaguar first. Back to the ground with ETN. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
They run the toss now to ETN.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Eluding the pressure right. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence
A 21-yard touchdown run.
And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
All right, let's go. Here we go, say hi. Say hi.
Lawrence going to look to throw for it.
That's caught at the 1. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again.
He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the 3rd, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that. And guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4. Here's Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. He's going to have the first down and then some.
And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 41 yards.
No surprise he was targeted on that play because you and I both know quarterbacks like guys who can catch the ball, but they actually expect that. They love the guys who do something with it after the catch.
Impressive making him miss on that tackle attempt. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris. Dances by at the 20. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
2nd down and a yard.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
113 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Boswell's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a one-score game. They're in need of the touchdown and a two-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good. Now Etienne to start the drive.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. T.J. Watt, always a disruptor, there to blow that play up.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
And they run the option on second down. Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
And it's picked up by the Steelers. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim fourth-quarter lead, but whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson.
That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
From 17 yards out.
And the Steelers have opened up a two-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over, and here a late turnover leads to a fourth-quarter touchdown and a two-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and the lead is up to 15 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Red on red.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And the ball is knocked out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Can almost see inside his face mask there, the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
The visitors' offense and Russell Wilson headed back onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now here's another carry for Harris. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Now Wilson. Here's one deep for Pickens. It's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. George Pickens with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Steelers have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Boswell for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now out come the Jags. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Route. Hey, kill.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football, so this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now Lawrence to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Lawrence. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football, so this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
All right, let's go. Here we go, son.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence to the right side and intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. And the Steelers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, I mean, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
He has been a factor in a multitude of ways. Over 100 yards rushing. He's approaching that number in the receiving category, too.
And you know why I've always respected guys who can have these types of games? As a runner, you're going through a pile, people raking at the football all the time. Your hands take a beating, okay? And to be able to still go out and catch the football in open field after going through that, that guy's dynamite.
He's been dynamite in this game so far. We'll see defensively if they have an answer, because they need to come up with something.
Harris going to get it again on second down.
Oh, look at the juke.
And Najee going to have a Steelers first down as he'll get this up past the 40.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh